Having worked with clutterholics and hoarders for over 20 years, I know there are some characteristics that quite a lot of us have in common. One of those characteristics is a fear of change. Everyone on their journey experiences the fear of change at some point. It can be triggered by what you learn and realize about you, your home, and your clutter on step one. It can be triggered when you start to successfully let go of digital and physical paperwork clutter on step two. It can be triggered when you learn how to make balanced, realistic decisions on step three. For nearly everyone on their journey, the fear of change is triggered when they've cleared whole areas and rooms on their journey, often for the first time in years and decades, on step four. So why do we have a fear of change? Here are 5 reasons why we fear change. First, because it's uncomfortable. We know that our learning and change zone is just outside our cluttered comfort zone. We know that's where our clutter clearing success lies, but we also know that when we're in the learning and change zone, it's uncomfortable. It's not always the fear of change that you're experiencing, it's often the fear of feeling uncomfortable because you're expecting it to be as uncomfortable as the more familiar panic zone. The second reason we fear change is because of the fear of losing control. Change is not linear, therefore it can't be predicted. If change involves uncomfortable feelings that mean that we also can't predict what uncomfortable feelings we're going to experience and when, to a clutterholic who is by default a perfectionist, being unable to predict the future, have guarantees, and experiencing uncontrollable feelings can trigger huge feelings of fear and potentially cause them to end up in the panic zone. The third reason why you may have a fear of change is because of your past experiences. If you've experienced a lot of change in your past that you've interpreted as negative or even traumatic, it's understandable that you would have a fear of the change that will result from successfully clearing your clutter forever, because your expectation is that it will result in more of what you experienced in the past. The fourth reason why we may have a fear of change is because it requires time, energy, and effort. And it's unrealistic to think that the normal everyday events of life aren't going to challenge your time, energy, and effort while you're on your journey. For example, your health, the health of friends or family, work, bereavement, and so on. The fifth reason why we may have a fear of change is because of a fear of the unknown. You are on your journey because you want to clear your clutter so you can start living your best life. When you feel you haven't been living your best life for years, decades, or even your whole life, or you don't believe your vision of your best life is even possible, it makes sense that it would trigger fear.